Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video on our channel. Today we're going to talk about the different types of innovative things the Germans did to cars that changed the car making world for the better. So the first car on our list is a Mercedes, the Mercedes 260D. This car was introduced in 1936. This was the first production car that was made for the people with a diesel engine. This meant this 260 stands for a 2.6 liters cylinder capacity, and the D stands for diesel. The car weighed 1530 kilograms and had a max speed of 95 kilometers per hour. The engine used a lot of diesel back in the day. It was 9.5 liters for 100 kilometers. This meant the car had a reach of around 400 kilometers. This car was made in two series. The first series was the Pullman Laundettes. This was mainly used as a 0 series, and this was produced for basically just for taxis. This one went from 1936 to 1937. Then in 1937 they started the standard production for the model to sell to the customers. This car went on till the start of the World War II, because Mercedes then switched mainly to war production. But during the Second World War, this car was mainly known as the Deadswagen. This because it was a popular car that was used by the Gestapo. The second car on our list is again a Mercedes. It's the 300 SL Gullwing. This one is a two-seater sports wagon that was built from 1954 till 1957. This was the Gullwing coupe. This came originally from the sports cars or the racing cars from Mercedes. This was also the first production car to have a fuel injection. This made sure there was a boost in the output, and this car could reach a max speed of 260 kilometers an hour or 162 miles an hour. The third car on our list is a bit less known. This was the first car to have a Wankel motor, or as you could otherwise call it, a rotary engine. This car was the NSU Aero 80. This car was produced from 1967 till 1977, but due to it being a Wankel engine, this was a bit of a more fuel goggling car. Thus, they made sure the aerodynamic features of the car were good. They were actually so good that it was actually far ahead of its time at the moment. The car was not really a big success. This is something we can see of how many rolled off the line. There were only 37,374 made of this one, and the car had a fuel use of 8 liters per 100 kilometers and was equipped with an 80 horsepower engine. The fourth car on our list is the 1972 Mercedes S-Class W116. This car was introduced with the focus on safety. These safety features were mainly seen in the crash-resistant fuel tank, the reinforced safety cage, and the improved crumple zone that was applied to the chassis. Then also later on in 1978 they added, this was the first car, they added ABS to. The fifth car is almost in the same year it was released, and this is the Volkswagen Golf Mark I. This was the first front-wheel drive hatchback that was introduced to the Volkswagen Gamma, and this was also this quickly became the prime example of a practical family car, and this was copied worldwide.
A new VW is here. Golf, the Volkswagen Compact. A lot of power, a lot of space, a lot of fun.
The sixth car on our list is the car that introduced the Quattro system to the masses. This is none other than the Audi Quattro. This story starts from testing the new Audi 100 on the Scandinavian roads, but because there was a lot of snow on these roads, the car didn't have much traction. So they decided to develop a four-wheel drive system. This was tested on the chassis of an Audi 80. This was 100% mechanical, and this used a mechanical mid-differential from a DKW Mingo. This system was famously tested on an Austrian mountain road that was fully snowed on. By coincidence, there was a producer of snow chains testing a new snow chain there, but the Audi 80 drove right past this car on just winter tires and the famous Quattro drive system. This gained the Quattro system a direct reputation, and this reputation was only strengthened during the endurance of the Rally Group B. So car number 7 on the list is the BMW 7 Series E32. This car was introduced in 1986. This was the first production car that was equipped with xenon headlights and with double glass. The double glass reduced the noise, and these two things became standard things in the premium class of cars later on. The 8th car on our list is again a Mercedes, and it's again also the S-Class, the W140 to be exact. This car was introduced in 1991, and this was the first car to have a sort of electronic stability control program. Also, this was the first car that had the feature of soft closed doors. Then in 1994, the Audi A8 was introduced. This was the first car to be introduced with to be built around an aluminium space frame. This made the construction of the car a lot lighter without giving in on the sturdiness of the car. Then the last car on our list is the Mercedes A-Class W168. This car was equipped with a sandwich bottom. This meant that in case of an accident, the engine would go underneath the passengers and the driver. This was something that was a really smart move for the smaller hatchback types of class. So this brings us to the end of the video. These cars were all really noteworthy by the Germans because they introduced a lot of new things that are still being used to this day. And believe it or not, but all of this was before the 2000s came along and the age of digital equipment came along. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye.